Welcome to your baseball slang masterclass, a guide to talking like you're in an MLB clubhouse. This was an article written by Tyler Kepner. He got a bunch of slang terms and got them explained, and I am going to continue to put these into perspective for you. You want to talk like a baseball person? Then you'll have to curse a lot. Is that true? Yes, it is. Swearing is integral to being a Major League Baseball player. Not everyone swears. Cal Gibson doesn't swear. He'll just be on the mound going, shoot! Dang it! And he reminds me of Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Launch to left. Donovan. Third of the year already for Fernando Tatis Jr.
Shoot! Dang it! All right, so let's look into this. A lot of it's not very PG, said Seth Lugo, ex-teammate of mine. He wants to hit balls in the back here, so he'll say, steak dinner. Lugo said, first time told him that, he's like, what's that? A steak is a common euphemism for RBI. So someone goes, man, I went 0 for 2 today. I'm pissed off. I'm like, yeah, but you had 2 steaks, 2 sack flies. That works. That's put in a sentence for you. Steaks, RBIs. Another one from Adam Ottavino, another ex-teammate. I sat in the bullpen with both of these guys. When a teammate strikes out a hitter with a fastball, you might salute by yelling, doors! You may have heard me say that. Blowing doors off. Think about it this way. Blowing doors off means it's going so fast, it pulls the doors off everything when you run by. Think Roadrunner running past in Looney Tunes and the doors flying off. Doors. Another way to say blown by somebody, I'd be like, Louisiana. And they'd be like, Bayou. Go sit in the truck. I say that one a lot. It's so funny because I think I said that so much that he started saying a little more. We said it a lot. But what it refers to is go sit in the truck as your dad yelling at you because you struck out 3 times. Just go sit in the truck. You're embarrassing, which is actually probably really toxic and not good. Walk-off is, obviously the hit that ends the game. Cheese is a fastball or velocity. Uncle Charlie is a curveball. Golden Sombrero is 4 strikeouts. Platinum Sombrero is 5 strikeouts. 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts in a game. And then 3 is the hat-trick. Yeah, but bad, not good. Those ones are easy. These are disparaging comments, but I'm gonna tell you this story anyways. We used to call, so there's 2 situations. So if you go 0-2 to a walk as a pitcher or 3-0 to a strikeout as a hitter, we had 3-0 to Miguel Sano. I know, I love Miguel, but he did do that a lot. So that was a little bit of a joke. 3-0 to Miguel Sano, and then I had a guy I played with in Double-A named Bruce Pugh, and 0-2 to Bruce Pugh was the other one. And I didn't make that one up. That was made up by a pitching coach, and it was just a way to make fun of him. And they used to say that directly to his face. So 0-2 to Bruce Pugh and 3-0 to Miguel Sano. Not nice, making fun of your teammates, but funny nonetheless. Okay, and I like this one too. I use all these things in real life. Kate loves that. So scouting, how you scout players, you'd rate things on a score from 20 to 80. So 80 is it has potential to be the best version of that in the league. So it could be star level. 60 means good, well above average. If you run 60s across the board, you're going to be a really good player. 20 means well below average, bad, worst you can fucking find. But then people use 20 to 80 to rate everything. So you'd be like, oh, dude, I'll tell you one thing. I'll give that a 75, dude. That's a 75 restaurant. And also, we don't say how fast did that go? How fast is that pitch? When people say that, they don't know ball. It's what's your velo? You say fast, you are a pleb. How fast was that pitch? My brother-in-law does that. I'm like, you either say hard, what was the velo? Never say how fast was it. Let's go through some of these terms that he found. Read this back to school primer, 20 tips. Oh, there's 20 tips. Let's check out the tips, all right? First one, bang. Not what you think. In baseball, though, it means to cancel or postpone a game. So basically, here's how a rain delay works. Eventually gets banged or gets canceled. Your manager will walk into the clubhouse and be like, game's banged. We're playing a doubleheader tomorrow. First game's at 1. Get some rest, idiots. That's basically how it works. So canceling something means bang it. Or an alternate term, which isn't listed here, when your team goes out and bangs, that means they're raking, they're hitting. Raking, another one. To be really good at hitting and to have a lot of power. So raking means this team hits really well, but if the team bangs, that means they hit really well with power, so they have the ability to hit a lot of home runs. For example, 2019 Minnesota Twins lineup, bang, bro. Boat race. There's a new one. So I wasn't familiar with boat race until I went to the Twins. We didn't say boat race very much with the Phillies for some reason. It's funny. Every organization kind of develops their own slang. Boat race means one team is winning by a lot. They put up 6 runs in the second and just boat raced us. We got boat raced. We got destroyed. We got crushed. We got killed, and it wasn't even close. Eyewash. So eyewash is literally, remember in science class in high school, you had the station where if you got a chemical in your eye, you washed your eyes out with it. Remember that? Calling something eyewash, be like, you're doing false hustle, or someone doing something for show. For example, someone who's always make sure they're in the clubhouse doing their arm motion because they want everyone to see them. Guys will do this with them. meaning eyewash, you're doing eyewash. None of that makes a difference. AKA 80% of baseball etiquette. Exactly. So a lot of eyewash. I use eyewash a lot. I hate eyewash, man. There's so much people just doing stuff to do it. It's insane. Next up, we have for me. Now, this one's interesting. I feel like this is just normal, but basically, in my opinion, you say for me. I think this is a common thing used in baseball because it is a way that we can our answers to media. So, like, that's a good way to give a very ambiguous answer. So we say for me, we learn to do it, and everyone starts to say for me, and here we are. 4A. So this is interesting. So instead of seeing it this way, see it this way. So 4 A's, literally, quad A. If you're not familiar with the minor leagues and how it's put together, there's rookie ball, low A, high A, double A, triple A, and then big leagues. And so 4A is like a player that's up and down between major leagues. So if you're talking about like what type of player is he? It's like, oh, he can fill in for teams. He can fill in spots, but he's never going to be the guy that they're making sure they keep on their roster. He's going to spend time in AAA for a while. Then he might go to a bad team and stay up all year. And then sometimes they become like a veteran guy that goes up and down. They'll be, oh, this guy's pretty good. He's played pretty well since he's been up. What do you think about him for long term? And like they'll be, I think he's a 4A guy. Always the 27th dude for the doubleheader. Exactly. Great point. It's the guy they call up for a doubleheader. Nelson Cruz. Yeah, he was a 4A guy for a long time, and then he wasn't, right? Another guy like that was Jamie Moyer. You know, there's always time to figure it out. But the thing is, when you're tagged as a 4A guy, it's harder and harder to get opportunities. Okay. Fringy, very similar. Fringe means, you know, he has a chance to be more than that, but will most likely be 4A. Fringy might even include like, you know, second guy on a depth chart. There's really good, like a third wide receiver, a fourth wide receiver on a team, that type of thing. Fringy average chicken parm, like meh. It's like a meh. Then we have guy. That guy's a guy. Think about, oh, he's him. He's a guy. An everyday player in the majors as opposed to a dude. Oh, sorry. This is different than dude. So the dude is Shohei Ohtani, but a guy is Tommy Edman. So the stars, the best players are dudes, and then the regulars are guys. Yeah, he's a guy on that team. He's one of their guys. He's one of their guys. Someone would have said, I'm a guy. I was a guy. Maybe there was days where I was a dude, but I was just a guy. But it's a positive thing. Being a guy means you're an everyday big leaguer. That's what you want. Hang with him. This one. I've used this one a lot. Hang with him means wear it. Get through it. Grind it out. Hang with him. Yeah, guys, we're in a rain delay, but we are playing this game. Hang with him. It's kind of an endearing term, like, hey, we're all in this together. I know what you mean. Shit sucks right now, but you'll be okay. The storm will pass. Hang with him. Horse, everyday meaning, a large, solid, hoofed, herbivorous, ungulate mammal. Someone who's durable and reliable. Horse. That guy's a horse. That guy eats innings. Zach Wheeler, horse. Garrett Cole, for the most part, up into this point in his career, horse. Corbin Burns, horse. Guy takes the ball, stays healthy, and throws a lot. That's a horse. And horse means different things now. Now, like a horse is like a reliever that throws 65 times. If a guy throws one complete game in a year, he's a horse now. But, all right, moving on. Kitchen. Ooh, I like this. So there's two terms here that they only cover one here. Your kitchen is here. So it's like in. Getting in on a guy, in on his hands is his kitchen. Get it into his kitchen. Get it in his kitchen. Right? So it's like up and in or close to you, and put it in his kitchen. Or a hitter can say it this way: put it into my kitchen. They can be referring to the spot that they hit the hardest because the kitchen is where they like to be. Also known as a wheelhouse. That's not used as much. People don't use kitchen interchangeably, but it has been used that way. Wheelhouse is where a hitter makes their money. All right? Let it eat. You guys know what I mean. Let that dog eat. Let it eat means just let it go, especially in pitching. Grip your pitch and throw it as hard as you can. Grip it and rip it, let it eat. Or for a hitter, let it eat means see your pitch and let it eat. Swing as hard as you can. Plus means good. He's got a plus whatever. He has a good whatever. Add a unit. Okay, so if we're saying, oh, that guy has a plus fastball, means he's got a solidly above average fastball. He's got a plus fastball. He's got an elite fastball. He has a 80 fastball is the best fastball you've ever seen. Service time. So this isn't slang. This is a actual term, and that's the number of days that you get in the major leagues. You have to be on the major league roster active to get service days. You get 172 days in a year. That's 1 year. There's 183 possible days to get in a major league year. So if you miss 11 days, if you're sent down for 10 days, you could still get a full year. Service time is in the CBA. I think in that term, you know, when you hear service time manipulation, everyone's like, oh, they're not calling them up so that they get an extra year of control over them. That's why. You go to ARB, you have to have a certain number of service time. And if you miss it by a day, you got to wait a whole nother year to go. The show and go, the best thing in baseball, the Babe Ruth game, the Little League game. show up an hour before, go play. It's not an hour before. It's usually like 2.5 hours before, so you can eat and so you can go out and play catch if you're a pitcher. But instead of getting there 5 hours before the game, you get there 2.5 hours before the game. There's no BP. There's nothing on the field. So basically, the team is not practicing that day. We're not practicing as a group. We're kind of doing everything on our own, doing whatever we need to get ready for the game. Show and goes are the greatest thing ever. Joe Madden actually is famous for doing a show and go week, where they would do a whole week of just, there was no BP on the field unless you want. So basically you just say, hey, can I get BP? Everything would be optional. So like some guys would show up at normal time because they wanted to get there and they needed to do their work. And other guys, like basically it's like show up at 4 or 4:30 for a 7 o'clock game and no one's going to say anything to you, which it takes a little bit of a weight off your head. You can hang out with your kids in the morning. You can go to and have like a little bit of a normal job situation, and it takes a little bit of energy, recharge a little bit of energy. Even though it's not really that much more time, it feels like it is because you have the option. Okay, spin, to revolve rapidly, same thing. Also verb and noun. So while both fastballs and breakballs revolve rapidly, the word spin is almost always refers to the kind that causes the ball to break. It can really spin it. So we use the word spin when we're referring to a breaking ball most of the time because that is one where the speed at which it spins matters the most. That's what spin means. Man, that guy could spin it. Tyler Duffy rolled out of bed and spun it. We got spit.
Gotta give him that huck to it.
Spit on it means not impressed. To spit on a pitch means you're like, I know it's coming, and you look at it, you're like, nah. So it's a good pitch, and you take it, it's close to the zone, and you spit on it. Like, imagine comes in, you go, puh, you're not impressed. Ha, tuh. Spit on that thing. The Show. Major League Baseball is commonly referred to as The Show. MLB The Show. That didn't come from nothing. The Show is what we call the major leagues. To say something is show, something is big league, it's usually nice. So like guys got designer clothes on, be like, you look show as hell today. Joe Mauer would say every day, he'd be like, hey Trevor, how you doing? I'm like, great, Joe, how are you? And he'd be like, just another day in the show. I'm like, you're right. It is. And then another version of this is if you see an ex-player or someone that you know and they walk by you and they don't acknowledge you, you say they big leagued you. I want you guys to use that one more. Like your boss walks by, you're like, what, you're going to big league me? So big leaguing somebody is to act like you're better than them, basically, which it's usually a joke. Sometimes it's true, but usually it's a joke. Waffled. He waffled me. It means hit hard. So he waffled that means he crushed it. I feel like waffled's kind of old school. No one really says that much anymore. Wear it. I mentioned earlier, hang in there. Wear it's another similar thing, and it refers to being hit by a pitch. Instead of being like, oh, I didn't like that, you say, oh, I like that. Wear it. Wear it like a badge of honor, basically. Lean into it. Wear it. Like when they make rookies carry everything. Just wear it, man, and you'll be fine. And then rookies just wore it, and they were fine. Wrap around. I thought this was a dirty one. But in reality, it just refers to the fourth game in a 4-game series being the first day of the next week. For example, next week, the Phillies have a wraparound series. It starts on with the Mets. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday they continue to play while everyone else is off. Not to be confused with a reach around. That's a good way to end the video. The last slang term that I'll leave you with, there's a very common food that is always in spreads, especially for getaway days, asparagus. And I had a teammate named Shane Robinson, and he used to call them dick farts. To this day, I say that every single chance I get. And that is your Slang 101 class. I hope you took good notes. Dick farts. That's so gross.